Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for May 12th, 2026. As promised, I am recording this on my laptop as I am traveling, and so I apologize if the quality is bad. Um, if it is especially bad, let me know and I'll try to fix it. I did do a test recording before I left to see if it was all right, and it seemed okay, but I don't know if it actually will be or not. So we've got all Renaissance today, and let's see, crashing is Hideout, Priest, uh, oh, an experiment, not experiment, research, but plus actions, Hideout, and then villagers from lackeys. You can also store villagers via sculptor. It's not it's not letting you play multiple terminals within a single turn, but could potentially be relevant. Um, but yeah, plus actions a little bit awkward here. I think that's a pretty common thing in Renaissance only kingdoms. Actually, I draw, seer, experiment, lackeys, research. Um, I guess road network can be draw as well, and then gains inventor, sculptor, no plus buy. Oh wait, yeah, inventor, sculptor. Um, hmm, okay, so no plus buy. There is the potential for an inventor megaturn. You're going to need probably a bunch of villagers for that because hideout is only going to get you so far in terms of plus actions. Hmm. I think can't Seer can potentially draw a lot here. There's a lot of cards in that price range, but if you have to play any inventors earlier in the turn, then that gets more difficult potentially. Um, so that would mostly be relevant for gain and play type stuff. If it makes sense to actually open with inventor, or if we want to open with a trasher. All the trashers cost 4. We definitely want to be doing some trashing, but I can see the argument for like inventor experiment to start with and then gain the trasher a bit later. Mm, gains being potentially more precious here than hitting the higher price point that priest would enable, for example. With no plus buy whatsoever. Lots of like good cheap stuff to gain, so it's fine if we end up hitting lower price point anyway. There's Border Guard, there's Lackeys, there's Experiment. So I'm kind of leaning in the direction of Inventor Experiment. We try to pick up silos as well for more cycling. Just to start out with, to try to see the Inventor as often as possible. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Could be wrong. That goes Lackey's Sculptor. Interesting. Okay, so we could take a hideout already. We could also grab silos already. We are going to, if we see the Experiment, we'll trigger a shuffle next turn. If we take silos, we'll for sure trigger a shuffle. Which, I mean, I think is a good thing. Like, we want to be able to get back to the Inventor. Hmm. It's a little bit of a anti-synergy to go like hideout silos, arguably, assuming that we would prefer to be trashing copper over a state with hideout. Like ultimately, I don't know, it's tricky. Like estates are easier to draw with Seer, but they're still obviously not good cards to have in the deck. And if you do have silos, you're more likely to already have them in hand at the start of the turn, and then like that's not Seer isn't drawing them in that case. I guess we could also consider taking. I was thinking, like, Seer is. I mean, obviously we could take a Seer. We could also take a Sculptor. Hmm. The nice thing about that is that like it is um, there's a lot of good stuff that Sculptor can gain, and if we do collide them, we have the option of taking a silver and being able to play both. I think I am going to go Sculptor. It's a bit greedy. We'll admit. Okay, well, now I'll just take the silos. All right, now do we want to trigger a shuffle? Because we can avoid it if we just discard one copper. On the other hand, we have all those coppers in the discard that we can cycle out next turn if we do trigger a shuffle. So I think that's probably fine. Okay, so we want to buy like Experiment. We need to trash a state, but otherwise we could trash copper to gain Border Guard Lackey, and that is to say, we could buy Border Guard Lackeys having played Inventor. So I think trashing copper is fine. Um, you could also sculpt a research and research estate. Hmm, I like that. And then we want to gain with this inventor. And do we want a lackeys or a border guard? That's the other question. I mean, we are going to need to accumulate villagers if we want to try to do inventor megaturn stuff. So that's the argument for getting lackeys. But we have to be careful not to actually spend those villagers, which makes things a bit awkward. In theory, with like research, we could keep researching lackeys to get some value out of that without having to like use terminal space on it. I don't know if it makes sense to add another researcher that I now just for that purpose, though. We'd also just go like experiment lackeys and then just like try to add seer later and kind of just draw through it, and at least in the short term. Really fine. What the fuck? Get enough inventor to gain lackeys, sculptor to gain sculptor, sculptor gain sculptor, sculptor gain sculptor. Oh, because it gain a lot. Okay. I that could be good, but I don't know. Like you feel like that it's going to be hard to actually make that work. I don't know. Could be wrong. So discard all that copper and then kind of drew it back up. That's pretty annoying. Um, we just take another lackeys or villagers. Probably buy a seer. Yeah, think so. What did they do? Reason my scrolling is really not working. Unfortunate. Probably take another research here. And worried about the lackeys running out and what it's going to leave us. Could just take two lackeys. Just, it does certainly hurt the bot stack for that, for them to only have access to one more. I guess that's maybe that is the play. Yeah, okay. So they gained the last lackeys. They played a bunch of hideouts, trash copper, and didn't buy anything because they're using hideout, so many hideouts to get plus actions. I guess they do still have some villagers, but bottom deck the hideout. Hmm. Play a lackeys to draw into the hideout. Guess we probably do. All right, we can. Not spending a villager, we could bank a villager. Uh, hmm, do some gain and play stuff. Hmm. We could do. The sculptor thing. We could just sculpt a seer and not play it. Save the villager. We can vent inventor, sculpt seer by experiment. Maybe. Seems okay. It's so hard to see what the heck the bot is doing. Added 3 silver, a hideout, flag bearer, and province. So, like, yes, a bunch of sculpting silver, but still down to 1 villager. Okay. Seer is only going to draw 1 card extra, but nothing to be done about that. Research some more copper. Or, sorry, research to set aside some more copper. We could also consider sculpt flag bearer and immediately trash it. If we were going to do that, just research the estate. So we definitely do want to take a flag bearer. I guess if the bot is going to be buying provinces, it would be good to get road network. Um, how do we do that? Do we do that? Play the flag bearer. Got a copper down there, and then like once we could just sculpt a silver, I guess. That doesn't seem ridiculous. So invent flag bearer. Experiment. Sculpt. Silver. Flag bearer. And the gain. Pick another inventor. 5 villagers. Three inventors. We could sculpt a fourth inventor. I'm really not sure how to play this. It wasn't obvious. I haven't been sure the whole time. Probably what I should try to do is set up a big research draw that enables me to play more hideouts. But in the and that could be researching the flag bearer next turn. In the meantime, yeah, I think I will take another inventor. No, fuck, no! Oh, this happened to me yesterday! I clicked end actions and it didn't register, and then I clicked it again and it sent as end buys, and now I don't get my. I. Oh, I hate trackpads. Oh my god. Cost me is. I got it. Just did it again. What the fuck? Uh, what do we have down there? We have 2 inventors. Two inventors, sculptor, and seer. Right, the seer that's on top. Duh. Okay. So could just set aside all of that. Research the flag bearer. Mm, that's probably fine. And then you net 1 copper and therefore 1 coin by playing hideout and then lackeys. You could also pick something up. We could get it up. No, we can't get another sculptor. Is it worth spending another villager to gain in play with inventor then. Well, so what we can do is invent. Wait, um, this first. Invent inventor. So you just take 2 more inventors here. Well, we have the actions to play all of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, technically, yes. Is that enough stuff? Maybe not. The other thing we could do is take a couple sculptors. Like, if anything, we kind of need the bot to gain a few more provinces so that we can then like empty the provinces with inventor. And if that's what we're aiming for, we don't necessarily want to take all the inventors right now. So maybe we do take, I don't know, like Sculptor Seer or something like that. So in order to take 4 provinces with inventor, we'd play one, and Sculptor can gain them too. The provinces, that is. You play 4 inventors to get provinces down to 4, where Sculptor and Inventor can gain them. And then so you need 8 total of those cards. Right now we have 5. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go Seer. See, why you can see like the, oh my god, that it just happened. Like you could see it like depress, and then nothing happens, and then suddenly it flips to end buys. I don't know what's going on with that, but maybe it's not actually the trackpad per se that's the problem. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we have. I mean, technically, we have enough inventors already to do this. If we can play all the sculptors afterwards, so that is another argument for going with the sculptors. Also, the sculptors can give us some. Sure would be nice if I had that road network. Drawing an extra card. Okay, so we're gonna want to research something again. This would actually be. Hmm, or maybe possibly we could research multiple things. We found all of our inventors, which isn't exactly ideal. Mm. So our um, hideout is down at the bottom. I think the reason the buttons are getting really unresponsive. At least get the hideout. So we could just research a lackeys to start with and set aside sculptor copper. Um, we could also spend some villagers now and place some inventors. Oh, but then the research gets worse. Yeah. Okay. Maybe not then. Maybe not then. And I do think that makes sense. And go ahead and invent the flag bearer. Hideout or draw it. And then it's annoying that researching it isn't going to really work out, though. Like having the flag bearer in our deck doesn't do a whole lot. Maybe I should have. I should have done something different here, but I do want to gain some more sculptors. All right, I guess yeah. I'll go ahead and invent flag bearer. We got 4 inventors and 2 sculptors, so we do want more sculptors. Could just do like sculpt, sculptor. Sculptor. Turn down to 4 villagers. What if we didn't try to win next turn, but the turn after? The bond has 5 provinces and right out has 2 estates. if we take 3 provinces, so if it gets to, what would we get to 32 points? We take 3 provinces, we'd be at 18, and then we would need 5 duchies. That's, yeah. It's gonna be tough. Hmm. We could sculpt silver and buy another sculptor. We have 5 villagers and we have enough for the gainers, but we don't quite have the actions to play at all. Uh, five, well, it'd be 5 villagers plus the hideout is 6 actions plus starting actions is 7 actions. Hmm, don't know what to do about that. I mean, well, I guess with 2 silvers in the deck, we can buy a province. That should be enough to win by 1, right? We gain, well, more than, no, because the inventors are going to gain multiple duchies, so we don't need yeah, okay, if we can draw, which I'm not actually sure about. That's the other problem. Um, eh. It's like we certainly can't afford to spend like actions on lackeys. We have this flag bearer in our deck. The 3 seers. No, wait, what did we? Wait, what? I only set aside 1. Oh, never mind. Yeah, sculptor copper. We really have that? Oh, the bot gained 3 seers. Okay. Okay. Um, 3. Yeah, all of 3 seers to try to draw all this crap. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna get to cycle a card with the copper. There's the potential for Seer to be able to draw a sculptor if we play an inventor first. I guess that's pretty relevant. I don't know. I don't have any better ideas. Well, wait. What if we can gain and play if inventor, one of the inventors gains a sculptor or an inventor, that's another gain of a province that we can get later in the turn. So right now we have 4 inventors and 3 sculptors. Damn it. Right? That's 4 sculptors. Yeah, that checks out. So if we took another seer right now, like we don't need, the first inventor can gain an inventor, and then we have, yeah, that works. Okay. You wish I had my road network. I very do. Okay. So we have um, trash lackeys or research without issue. We have more lackeys down there. Any more lackeys? I should have paid more attention. I think I have two or three lackeys. Start with any in my hand. I don't remember now. I think it's just two. So I trashed one last turn. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. So that means that overall we're probably better off starting with Inventor. Right. Yep. We don't need that copper, but I don't think there's any reason to trash it over lackeys that we definitely cannot play. Um, but so do we actually? Oh, right. We don't need to play. Wait, we need to play all seven of these because we can't. We need to play six, right? I guess this is all undoable anyway. We could also sculpt a hideout if we want an action. But okay, so we invent touchy. Oh, now we can't. Oh, we can undo because we don't see what the bot drew. Well, that's nice. Um, touchy, touchy, province, province, province by province. Okay. Well, we got there in the end. Um, despite the end buys screw up. Yeah, I don't know. I probably need to get a mouse rather than playing on the trackpad. It's like it's weird. I don't know, but like it was definitely visible that like it like show the click on the button, but then the button doesn't actually register it, and I just assume that's because somehow because of the trackpad, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I had a high degree of uncertainty about playing this. I My recollection is that the bot often like finds the path to the inventor megaturn on this type of board better than I do, which is one of the reasons I was uh, concerned going into this one and was like, oh, I don't want to just like kind of do whatever. And I mean, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I think a lot of these Renaissance heavy boards, it's like they have a lot of potential, but it's tricky to navigate. It's easy to screw up. It's easy to get yourself into a spot where it's like, oh, you don't have enough actions or you don't have enough draw or something like doesn't work out because you have a lot of temporary resources that you can use up too much of. And obviously there, like I only barely had enough. Like uh, yeah. So I mean arguably did almost screw it up. So yeah, it's definitely a tricky one. But um But it is hard for me to believe that like the single provincing line is like the way to go. Um, it's but it would, I think it would be easy to lose to it. Very easy to lose to it. Obviously, the bot did have gainers, and it could have like at some point played like it only had the one inventor, I guess, but it could have at some point like played inventor and then sculpted duchy, like that sort of thing. Um, it would have had to do it multiple times though to outscore me in the end because it would gain a bunch of duchies. But I was wondering if it was going to do that. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.